Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to yet another episode of What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility. It's Wednesday, new review day here on the channel, as always, each and every week. Today we're going to take a look at one that's not that new. This actually came out in 2023, sent to us, though, fairly recently. It is the latest release from this band, which is really just a one-man project. The band is called Myth of Logic. Pictures from a Previous Dream is the name of the release. This is the second release from Myth of Logic, which is basically Scott G. Davis. Scott G. Davis is a multi-instrumentalist, vocalist, songwriter who loves his progressive rock, and this is the follow-up to the debut album, which is called Surrounded by Ghosts. And that's that one right there. Okay, so this is meant to be, this is like a continuation of a concept. And there is a third one in the works, which Scott says might come out later this year, either later 2024 or early 2025, something like that. So let's take a look at this. It's self-released, Firewall music. And inside you've got... not a ton of information, but produced by Scott, recorded at Boys Club South in St. Petersburg, Florida, April through September of last year. Okay, all engineered and mixed by Scott, artwork by Charlie Roy, mastered at Westside Music by Alan Touche. All right, so what is this music like? You know, it's hard. It doesn't. It's definitely very melodic, progressive rock. It's very contemporary sounding. This is not trying to sound like the greats of yesteryear, although you can tell that Scott obviously loves all of the big behemoths of the 70s, right? Genesis, Yes, Kansas, ELP, so on and so forth. There's a good amount of bombast and things like that here, but it's not really derivative of anything. I get a little bit... you know, he plays all the instruments here, but this is a very, very keyboard and synthesizer heavy album. So while there is guitar on the album, there's not a ton of it. So I kind of get like a feel of some of the classic early 80s Saga minus like all that loads of guitar, which is generally in Saga's music. So if you like kind of like the way that Saga uses like synths in their music, kind of similar here. I also hear the way it's very melodic and emotional. Maybe the Flower Kings a little bit, that sort of thing. Right, it's very pleasing to the ears. It's a long album. This is like over 70 minutes long. You got 10 tracks on here. And like I said, this is basically, and it starts off with if, ... then, ... then, finishing off the album is kind of like the bookend. So again, this is continuing the story from this particular one here. You got some longer tracks, you know, and then a couple shorter pieces. Hypogeum and All Our Yesterdays, which are the two opening regular songs. Those are both 10 minutes and change. You got Parallax Error, 6:48. Schizophonia is over 8 minutes long. Broken is 6 minutes. A Lazarus Hex, almost 7 minutes. The Sum of What's Missing is just under 4. And then Pentimento is 11 and change. And then the last track then is just under 6. So, you know, again, a couple shorter tracks, but for the most part, they're all pretty long. It's a long album. Like I said, very synth heavy. It's a very vocal oriented album too. I will say Scott's vocals I really like in spots, and then I'm not so sure about in others. Especially towards the beginning of the album, he seems to be really stretching the capacity of his voice, and for me, it doesn't quite work on a couple moments in the beginning of the album, but I think he settles in quite nicely as it goes later on. Like I said, he's got a decent enough voice as long as he knows his limitations. When he tries to get kind of a little bit too high, it doesn't really work for me. But there's some exciting stuff on here. Again, it's a lot of material. It's a lot of stuff to take in. The same thing with the album before, with the debut. My favorite tracks, I think Pentimento, which is track number 9, that's really good. There's some excellent keyboard and synth work on that particular album. The drum work is also really good. You know, he does everything here, and he does it all quite nicely. I think Parallax Error is also really good. I love the Lazarus Hex, I think that's a really good track as well. You know, some of the songs are a little mellow, right? They're a little emotional, kind of dreamy, atmospheric, but some of them are a little bit more high energy. I like the high energy stuff, quite frankly, a little bit more. As far as production, sounds good, right? From basically a home production, I think it does a really nice job. It's crystal clear. There's nothing really to dislike here as far as I'm concerned. This is just a good, modern, melodic, progressive rock album. If you like kind of like the neo-prog stuff and, that sort of thing, I think you'll find like lots to like here. And if you like great synth work within prog rock, plenty of it here. So again, it is a one-man thing. So, you don't have like different influences that different band members would bring in. So, for some, this might be slightly, I guess, a little kind of cold sounding, but I don't really get that. I think, he's got a vision. He's doing it all on his own. Kudos for that, So I think it's pretty enjoyable. I'm going to give it 3.5 out of 5 star. All right, so Myth of Logic, I'm going to drop the link to the Bandcamp page down below so you can investigate this and the debut and see what you think. Consider making a purchase, right? Help him Scott out, and we'll wait and see what happens on his latest one when that comes out. So thanks for watching, everybody. Visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube all together all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as it posts. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below, get the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, and our Cameo page. Thank you in advance for all your support there. And we'll see you soon here with more stuff. I'm Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.